Hello, today I released my new IAF Idler for the Nextruder, and now I want to show you the special features like the grinded filament recovery. And for this I prepared the Nextruder already. It's heated up to 270 because we will now test it with PCCF filament, and I'm using the move axis axle tool in the UI to move the extruder. But before, we will now prepare the filament. So this is the filament we will now extrude, and here I have a course file. It's that one that also PRUSA cells. So, and now we will now make here some grinding marks, also the other side, not that. So here one, so some more. I hope everyone can the grinding marks. Maybe some more. So there are really some heavy grinding marks here. And everything I now do is to move the extruder motor. You can see the planetary is moving. So on the right side you have the most scratching marks, so I will put it in that the pulley wheel is so. Now we wait. The extruder is now extruding or pulling in the grinded filament. So I think a few seconds. I can see now it extrudes. So we'll extrude to the end and see if anything goes straight through the extruder. I think the most scratching marks are already extruded. Perfectly done. And wait until the extrusion stops, so we can be sure that all of the filament we prepared for extrusion was already done. We can even try it with some more brittle filament. This is HIPS, and it's a lot thinner than PCCF. So there are really some heavy grinding marks, and even it's a half round file, so we have a very similar shape like it happens if the pulley wheel goes make this stretching grinding marks. Now we start the extruder again and letting go. Already inside. Extrusion stops, now continues. We need to reset the extruder. So filament all in. and should be slowly changed to HIPS material from PCCF. Yeah, the rest of them is in the cooling tube because it was not so long. Another test is we block now the filament for moving. So extruder is set it and setting to 200 millimeters. So now we let the extruder grab the filament, and you see the extrusion still goes on. You can see also extrusion here, and now I break the filament for some time. You see the extrusion is still going, and there is no filament extrusion at the moment. So I'm leaved the blocking, and you see it continues to extrude. And to see that even with that Idler setting, it is possible to use flex filament. I have to put out the rest of them. So everything is fine. So now we are using now some TPU 95 filament with the same Idler setting. Nothing has changed. I only need to restart the extruder. I will also try not to use any force. You can see it grabs the CPU filament by itself, so not really a force is needed to get the extruder working. And it continues to extrude. Now the old PCCF filament is extruded. Of course, it is still at 270 degrees, the extrusion temperature. But at lower temperatures it is working also. Here you can see that extrusion movement stops. Now continue, and also extrusion continues. So it works from the beginning to the end. Perfect extrusion. At the same time, PCCF as well as flex filament.